revolt against who and why? Well, I'm spontaneous and unrehearsed, forced to put forth another video because they'll spend $10 million with 200 or more plus or minus in what they consider an important issue, take 2 or 3 days, when all they have to do is to say, well, we've stolen your science, we've murdered, practiced genocide, stolen your science, violated your constitutional rights, Bill of Rights, civil rights, laws of God and man, and I would be forced to accept $10 million and then buy my corner property, build a little church, and practice what my main interest and would be as preacher doc for Universal Pure Christians. Now, they are not going to stop this genocide practice they do against I and others anywhere in the world. They figure that if they can subjugate, it's kind of a imperial colonialism where they go out and colonize through their system of King George, Queen Hoover, hypocrisy, not democracy, hypocrisy. It's laughable, really, that what their actual gyrations and weird nonsense. One of the worst is all day they'll do something, you know, and I'll actually fall asleep. I don't pay attention to them. It don't concern me. I'm not involved with them. Why would I be involved with Hooverists? And I'll actually be falling asleep. I do fall asleep sometimes, and I make noise. Most is with a motorcycle. They go wild with motorcycles. And then they try to do it in a way that if your family is doing something, they can make an excuse. And they all rush out and do something, you know. Who does this scare? Who they've tried to, well, they fool the American public and they keep me and others anonymous or by control. They don't care about others in the neighborhood. They don't care. They don't care about even those who are there paying. Hey, we paid you to do something. You can trust them. I say it again. If I'm the super patriot and did more good and more fields than any man in history in the United States, or at least as good, and they took and ruined my life, took my science and my inventions, they're gonna care for you. Yeah, you can trust them. You understand? So they're forcing me to where maybe I will have as quantity push even more. 24/7 I have 4 programs at least where I have done 4 videos a day, 1 in each program. And I was saying the worst is that after all this, you know, it's getting towards evening, I'm sitting on my property resting because I have to you know, I can only do so much now with my condition, and that they said I had heart failure. So it definitely I have to be careful of water in my lungs and stress in on my heart. And I'm just sitting there, and maybe and some young fellow will make an immoral gesture towards me and then run. They get into the last word all day. They've been weird nonsense. I know I'm laughing at them, and I say, others gotta be. It's ridiculous. But they got into the last word. And why? Well, I have to say what it is. If I go into the bathroom someplace and they follow me, they're faggots. Isn't that correct? I got the FBI faggots. Not all the FBI, but the ones who decide to do these hubristic gyrations that they do among themselves, and they say, yeah, this is what it really is. And they're playing with themselves. They're masturbation experts of hubristic, weird, immoral nonsense. So I have to mention, if I try not to make any mistakes in anything I do. Well, I said 40% of 50%. Actually, if you look at it, this is what it is. From memory now, I think there's 300 and, give me a moment here, 323 million people in the United States. Eligible voters are 240 million. Actual voters were 132 million. That leaves 108 million that didn't vote. And I said, just a ballpark figure, I said, 40% of 50%, we'd win any election. Well, they received, the Democrats received 66 million about, and the Republicans were about 62 million. Let's say we increase that in the next election to where they get 70 million, okay? So now it's 70 million. You take 8 million off of the 108 million, and you have 100 million still non-voters. They all voted one candidate. They, by far, would win. So I said 40% of 50%. 50% is one half of the whole. It would be 80% of the whole of the 100 million. So you have then where if they had 70 million each, and I'm giving them 10 million more to make it 80 million in the next election. They get 80 million each. Well, 80 million from 108 million leaves 28 million. So if I give them 14 million each, that leaves 80 million. We're getting pretty close here. But realistically, if they can get 70 million each, that leaves eight. That would be 20 million plus victory. They only win who wins by 2 or 3 million. So my 40% and 50%, you figure, of the whole would be 80%. 80% of 108 million. I'm about at 86.4 million. I get about 86, about 86 million. So 86 million, you still could win. So I was within reason of a ballpark figure that if the non-voters voted for a real patriotic, real leader of this country to get our government back, for the American people should get their government back, we would win by certainly more than 2 or 3 million. You understand? So I think I'm correct there. They say he's talking, it's impossible. No. We would win by a margin of victory staggering compared to how they're doing it now. It's close, and they're the same, and everybody says the same, no difference. They're discussing 52-point-something% are completely disenfranchised with our system. It's corrupted. From illegal president, let's be honest. We have an illegal president. Imagine the deals made to have that fellow there so that have control of him. And God, naturally we want that position. You understand? From the top on down, it's corrupted. King George, Queen Hoover, George Bush says they were related to the royalty of England, so they should rule here. They should govern here. And they had a King George, Queen Hoover, who was immoral, a pedophiliac, a woman hater. They committed assassinations and cover-ups. So they got it by hook, crook, and the gun. Isn't that correct? So I used to print on my card, I've done more good in more fields than a man in history of the United States. That's the one that they cannot have. So I'm their #1 enemy. They will work and frame and force me to be this, that, or the other thing so that they can show they got pages, cabinets, all detail of how bad I am and what I've done and what I've said. Hey, you start from the beginning when I invented the zero, when I suggested a young man named Senator Kennedy would revitalize this nation. How would you do it? I said, well, let him give the keynote address in the convention 4 years before, and then the people will see him, and then he goes. That's the way it was done. Isn't that correct? Understand? And for Bobby Kennedy, Bobby, I've talked to him face to face like a father. Understand what I'm saying? I'm under tremendous pressure. Any little thing and I'll disappear. Nobody will ever hear me again. But do it my way. You do it my way, they got to try to get me first before they get you. But they play the ethnic card. He's Italian descent. And I think they even got, from what I can see, an Irishman to get him to change his itinerary. I says, stick to your itinerary. Waiting for you in the presidential suite. Goes through a commercial kitchen. Commercial kitchen, they chop meat, they chop them down. Isn't that what happened? Why so many conspiracy theories, guns, and bullets? Because Hoover figured for sure I'd be behind him and he'd get us both. You understand? So I was forced. You do it my way, they got to get me first, Bobby. You do it your way, you're on your own. Now, as expose editor, I present this because tonight, then I go with 009. I tell the actual true facts of 007. I'm the original 007. I have videos in detail, but I'm a real man. I have to do better than that hoopla, 009, where I say hi to all you beautiful girls, practice safety, and about various culture and how you can maybe enjoy life a little better. And so this is where I'm being forced, I think, to have 4 videos a day in each one program. Preacher Doc, University of Pure Christians, Doc C, PhD Company, expose editor, where I tell it the way it is, the true fact. I don't write them, I just report them. They say, well, you're involved. I'm not involved in anything. I just report what the true facts are. So I have the 009, and that will be on a Saturday night. And I say to all you people, oh, yeah, I also want to mention it's Colleen Rowley, an FBI agent girl who's super patriot, and then when she tried to do it right, they told her to do it their way, and when she said, well, no, that's wrong, then they hit her, and she got angry, and they started to expose them, and then they tried to eliminate her, and she has an hour-plus video. It's Colleen, C-O-L-E-E-N, Colleen Rowley, R-O-W-L-E-Y, I think. And it's the Colleen Rowley blog. You see her videos and so forth, what they did to her and so forth. It is, they got thousands of exposés now. So, oh, of course, I demand my constitutional rights, civil rights, Bill of Rights, laws of God and man. What is mine, they must obtain, of course, the justice by Constitution and honors and financial compensation, of course. So if all of you agree and any who help, I say I'm forced, and maybe I'll have to go to a 4 video a day program. Those who understand and say, yeah, he's forced to present the true facts, I say thanks for understanding. Any help, I of course highly appreciate. Thank you.